It's Wednesday, time for our weekly trip to the new zoo.
Neil Anderson joins us live this morning from Swamico. Good morning, Neil.
Hi, Neil.
Good morning. Well, we're waking up with the giraffes this morning, and we're going to talk a little bit about giraffes and the adaptations that they have to actually tolerate hot and dry conditions. Now, you take a look. These are two giraffes. We have reticulated giraffes, and really they're found north in Kenya, and their particular area where you find these guys would be real dry and arid. Now, this is what's interesting with giraffes. We're going to talk in this segment just about the behavioral adaptations, and in the next segment we'll talk about the physical adaptations that they have to tolerate heat. Now, one of the things that our giraffes do is, we've got an inside building. At night they're allowed to go inside and out, spend the time. But what giraffes do, especially when the temperature is hot, they have 4 different categories of body orientation. Now, normally giraffes don't want to be real close to each other, so they're going to be a little bit further away. Here they're feeding, but what they'll do is in the morning, if you're watching, this is kind of cool, if you're coming out to the zoo and watching animals as they're waking up, but watch how they're really adapting to the different temperatures throughout the day. Now, what they'll do initially in the morning, the first thing they do is they'll go ahead and they will position their bodies lateral to the sun. So it's important when we design an exhibit too that they have that opportunity, especially here we're in a climate where it's going to be a little bit colder. These big patches that you see, they're large patches, especially on reticulated giraffes, but these really soak up the heat. It really help these guys. They're like thermal windows. So what they'll do is they'll stand lateral and they'll soak up the heat till they feel, nice and warm. Now, one of the other body positions that they can do is they can then face directly into the sun. You can see what he's doing right here. He's facing directly into the sun. They'll face directly away from the sun where they get a little bit of shade. And then really the 4th behavioral adaptation that they have when they're dealing with hot conditions is they'll seek shade. So they have a number of different ways that they can do this behaviorally. Now, the next segment we're going to talk about is, why a giraffe is as big as it is and the adaptations it has physically to handle hot and dry conditions.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
so interesting.
Well, Neil, thanks a lot. We'll check back with you next hour, okay?
And look at that picture.
That
Perfect.
sounds good.
See ya. Next hour of Good Day Wisconsin starts now.